We all clap?
Yeah, we can all clap.
Ready? 3,
Josh.
2, 1.
All right.
Your button's not done up there. Is that by design?
Good save.
When do I get to crack the beer?
We'll get there.
Fuck.
All right, welcome back. We're here talking shift at Stash. We are blessed to have a guest. We rhyme today. And that guest is one of the authorities of the East Coast car parking movement. We're lucky to have him here from Brisbane. We have Mr. Lachy Harburg. Thank you so much for coming, mate.
Great to be here with you boys.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Where would you rather be?
Queensland.
Apart from Western Sydney, it's hard to think of anywhere else.
No, thanks for coming, man. We've gotten to know you over a few years, and grateful to have you in our corner from the get-go. You're one of the early old dogs, despite being the same age as us. It's quite ironic, isn't it?
Veteran of the game, mate.
Yeah.
Always pretending to be.
Yeah, well patinated.
Well patinated. That's a great word.
Fuck's sake.
Go, mate. How do we cut that?
Transitioning. Do you want to go out or no? Anyway, thank you for obliging us. We wanted to catch up for a beer, and instead we've said, come and talk on camera with us, which I know is one of your
roped me in
favourite.
here.
But you looked so comfortable on camera.
Well, how can I not be in the presence of greatness?
Yeah.
This is way more fun than the pub, mate.
I agree. It feels like, although I can't, everything I say will be recorded and used against me later
Absolutely.
on. So that's the only problem with it.
You are known for your banter.
Yeah.
Dial it down, dial it up.
We'll dial it down today.
We were going to go to the beer, but you decided to go for a fun run tonight. That's actually why you've come to Sydney, is to go for a fun run, which is
That's right. Yeah,
two words that don't generally fit together.
not a lot of fun in the run tonight, to be honest. It's a PB effort, so a lot of pain. And that's why I can't
Hence
enjoy
no
one
beer,
of
but
these.
what we have done is honour our friend from the northern region. Not only is it a 4X, it's a ginger 4X. So
It's meant to
Why
be.
did you
kind
get
of
the
fitting.
ginger?
Why did we get the ginger?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I want to know.
Just,
This luscious man. Well, cheers,
thought.
Cheers,
cheers
mate.
to you.
I'm
Thanks
sure
for
it's going to
coming.
be great.
Yeah.
A good tap
Why
water.
couldn't you have a bloody... Anyway.
No, leave him alone. He's a good boy.
Ginger beer's good for the run.
Anyway,
Anyway, we know you're juggling a few balls at the moment, so we appreciate you kind of wasting your time talking to us. But tell us about yourself. What do you got going on?
What's
Because
the shirt you're wearing? Cover shop.
the cover shop. Okay, boys. Well, I'm glad you asked. For a reason.
Buy Stash covers first.
The cover shop's one of the two little automotive projects that I dedicate my life to.
Only two.
And the cover shop is the reason why I'm sitting in this chair today, because that's how we know you. We won't go into that whole story.
Oh, go on. While we're at it.
What was it? 3 years ago, I get an email from an S Shedden. Hey, we're starting a car storage place in Sydney and we need some covers. I'm like, oh, you've come to the right place.
It's an expensive lycra.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's pretty much what we sell.
Yeah,
It's
Matt.
just glorified textiles.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Scott's a competitive man and runs a hard bargain, and the bargain was too hard. We didn't do a deal.
We
Sorry,
had no money.
We had good intentions.
had
We
no
said no
money.
money.
Look, the reality is it's given us an avenue, a connection, and I'm just one thing I'm very grateful in life is regardless of the result of that deal, we're
Still friends.
Put our weapons down and.
I forgot about this deal.
Oh, did you forget about it?
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
Oh my!
Sorry, Locke.
Water
probably
under
do them
the
every
bridge
day,
for this
mate.
place. You're losing sleep over it.
Yeah.
Oh, every night.
Yeah. That's
Scott Shedden.
that's why he's come out here still trying to get us to convert to the cover
That's
shop.
right.
Yeah,
That's all right.
maybe one day.
They're great
mate.
covers.
They are.
Yeah,
When we
yeah.
need the custom ones, mate, that's
us.
We'll
mate.
need to go get some of them.
Competitive advantage
do it
right there.
ourselves.
Those ones. But look, that was our connection, and it just so happened that the other part of the business is car storage, not unlike what you guys do down here, which is called the Autohouse. Run across 2 facilities in Brisbane. Been around since 2018. We came up to our 7th birthday, which is hard to comprehend.
Well done, mate.
Survived this long. Who
It's a
would've thought?
takeover too with
Yeah.
the double property play.
Yeah. It's risk, but hopefully fortune favours the brave, right?
Yep.
Made sense to us, and right now it's working reasonably well. So yeah, look, it's I guess to round that off, the car storage came first, and then everything was going good. Then COVID happened to us in 2020, and you guys weren't around then in this capacity anyway, and the phone just stopped ringing overnight. Our customer base just dried up because a lot of people were going overseas and leaving their cars with us. And we were 18 months in and only just breaking even at that point, and it was like, oh shit, this is bad. which is really bad. So instead of, I suppose, freaking out and feeling sorry for ourselves, I only had one employee at the time who's still with us today, actually, old Timbo. And instead of freaking out, we decided to do something with it, and always had an e-commerce itch to scratch. Because I learned,
Strange itch, but
it's
sure.
just a strange itch, but it had to be scratched.
Venereal.
And that was, we already had a bit of a contact with a manufacturing facility over in China who effectively cold emailed us and wanted to sell stuff to the storage business, and I'd ignored it and deleted the emails. And then when the COVID opportunity came around, we thought, okay, you know what? The car cover right now is not sexy. The car cover was that thing you bought from Super Cheap, and it was droopy and poor fitting, and we just thought there's got to be a better way. And these guys had already kind of come up with using what your missus wears to the gym, that kind of lycra polyester blend. That was the solution. And we bought a few and thought, geez, these are pretty bloody good. And look, I suppose never look back. That was 2020. And yeah, we're 5 years down the path with that project, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Amazing how necessity drives demand on those sort of things as well. Like you would have needed them yourself. Your customers would have needed them at some point. You start going, all right, well.
Low risk strategy, definitely.
Fill the gap.
Bought 100 and thought, okay, if we only sell 50, that's okay, because we'll just use the other 50 for when the storage business grows. So it was a pretty risk-free strategy and required no external funding. It was just a bit of our own money. And it make it sound easy. It wasn't. And there's been a lot of hard learnings along the way, but it's all part of the journey, boys.
And now you can do full custom covers based on the car. So for example, you know, Dakar, use your phone, film around it, you put that into the software, and then print a Dakar replica cover.
That's what you exactly see right here, maybe minus the mud.
Mud's cool.
This designer mud.
Yeah, we could work with the mud, actually.
Yeah,
we could do it. But
mud.
effectively, we can make a cover for absolutely anything in the world. As long as the person has a smartphone with a video recording function, you walk around the car a few times or whatever you're making cover for, and we have this pretty tricky technology that turns that video into a 3D model of the car. And from that point, we can then create a pattern for it that's an exact fit of anything. So we do it with cars, obviously, but also motorbikes. We do a lot for V8 supercar teams with all their transit gear and boxes and spare parts and whatnot. And it's just, before that phone technology came around, it was like, okay, we want to do 3D scan stuff here, but you need to buy a 3D scanner. And what if the guy in Perth wants a cover? Do we fly to Perth and do the scan with our scanner? So the mobile phone, the video recording thing is just
Game changer.
And we never look back from there. And it's our competitive advantage, and we're very proud of being able to offer that product.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, don't know anyone else that can do that in Australia.
Not yet, Scott, but they're
Not
probably
yet.
coming.
Yeah, that's it.
True.
But you keep striving to be better.
Yeah.
And you can't just get complacent and sit on your hands and go, oh, we've done it now. It's like you've got to keep pressing and be the best. And like, man, no one does marketing like you do marketing. Luckily, I think you've had a reputation for crude. What's the word? Let's call it grassroots marketing.
Guerrilla marketing. What's the Instagram handle so people can go check out some of your finest
Oh,
work?
you'll find the great ones on the .cover shop. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in a bit of a channel where it's very Australian. I'll call it that much. But hey, you got to get cut through somehow.
I thought you were going to say that Mr. Xi Jinping has been unhappy with some of the stuff that's come out. But we'll throw some up over the top of this because, like,
You know, people often say, your products, they're made in China. Why? Is it their prolific textile industry, the availability of materials, affordable labor? And I say, no, it's because they know how to fucking send it.
I wanted to send it.
honestly,
Dressing up.
anytime you do it, everyone around you just like is on the floor. It's so silly.
Look, it is, and I just come up with dumb ideas, and the real problem I have now is we've got a part-time videographer that works in-house that literally works in the room next to me. So I have a brain fart of an idea, and I walk a meter away, and I go, James, get the camera.
Let's do it.
Let's do it right now.
It's so dangerous.
It is very dangerous, and that's why you see more of it in recent times. But yeah, look, I don't know. We might potentially alienate some people with that brand, but
You can't
But
please
also,
everyone,
yeah.
mate.
You can't please everyone. Exactly. So we might lose a few of the higher ends people that are aware of our
Yeah.
Antics.
antics on social media, but the majority buy
Yeah.
into it, unfortunately.
Australians, on the most part, are pretty silly gooses.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you can't have a sense of humor in Australia, you don't really quite fit in.
That's
So
right.
it's like, know your audience, and it's most people would resonate with it at the very least.
Yeah, point of difference, boys. You got to get cut through somehow, and you can't do the same shit as everyone else. You can't
Yeah.
be like, this is a premium product,
Yeah.
and this is number one. Like, people don't buy that anymore.
Well, yeah, and it's like, and that's, you're limiting the biggest market, which is the middle market, which is Australia. We are the middle market. We've talked about this before. It's like we have this huge middle income population it's a healthy population and healthy income as well, and they want to spend. So
That's right.
if you're able to kind of make it work for everybody, but I know what you're saying. Can't be all Porsches and Ferraris all the time.
Nah.
You can't be. Look, we get really good data now with our search function
Yeah.
on our website, and you know what? It's the top 10 are 2025 Ford Mustang, 2024 Ford Mustang, Holden Commodore, Ford Falcon.
Yeah.
Like they're our customers.
Yeah.
So we've got to appeal to the majority
And
of
they're
our
a
customers.
passionate lot too.
Oh, and they love taking care of their whips. So
Oh, yeah.
And the
as you guys know.
Spend big money on it for sure. Do you see much correlation between the cover and the storage customer? Or different?
Oh, look, I'd say that there definitely is. I mean, someone that wants to pay to have their car professionally stored wants to spend money on the
rest.
the wellness of their vehicle, and the wellness includes putting a cover on it, keeping the dust off it. Includes putting a charger on the battery, tire pressures, like all the things that you guys do day in, day out. So there's definitely a correlation there for sure.
It's like a day spa situation.
This Dakar needs a day spa.
I reckon it doesn't need a day spa.
Everyone's
We were
loving it.
joking of just putting another layer of PPF over the mud and just locking the mud in.
Now you're thinking,
Or just make stickers.
look, gas.
Sticker slap.
That's beautiful. It's the first time I've seen one with mud in it, so it's relieving. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's good to see, and they've been ripping the hell out of it, which is so good.
Love
It's
that.
so good.
Yeah.
Love that.
I can't remember what I was going to say. This is why we don't do live. Oh,
Cut.
you work with cars day in, day out like us.
Yes.
And of course, it's deep within us to want to be around them and live and breathe it. And I think it's kind of natural. The more you're around it, the more there is kind of a deterioration of the desire to go out for a drive or get out on the weekend and when it's your Monday to Friday. What does that look like for you? How are you getting your fix that's not work, that's like still evolving around having a drive? Like you got some hobbies.
Yeah, look, there are some automotive hobbies getting around. Look, first and foremost, like you boys certainly are, you know, we don't start these businesses because, you know, we don't like cars. It's obviously a passion.
Yep.
And the storage business is a great avenue, obviously, to express that passion through a livelihood. You know, this is what we do for a living, and that's a pretty cool thing, I think. So you're not going to find someone who started a car storage company that hasn't got a passion. So my passion comes from way back when I was a kid. Dad, massively into it, Porsche guy. You know, I grew up around racetracks. He raced in Porsche Cup in the 90s, and you know, and then the fundamental thing there was, you know, free-to-air TV is all we had back then in the 90s, right? Just showing my age there, but you boys can relate. And they have Porsche Cup on Channel 10 on Sunday afternoon, and like there's your dad on TV, and it's like TV's your only medium of media back then, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's the coolest thing, and I think from that point onwards, there was no turning back with some involvement in this industry. So yeah, from there, like, you know, you start. Like I'm a Porsche guy through and through. I can't deny that. Bought the first one 24 when I was 24 years old. Just a very lucky chance off a deceased estate. I probably didn't pay market price for it, if I'm really honest with you. A little bit below, but it started with that. That was 2014, 3.2 Carrera. This is back when they weren't stupid money.
Yeah.
They were so cheap back then. Different story now. So started with that, and it just kind of snowballs from there. I tracked that car, and I remember going out to a Porsche Club Day in that car in Warwick, and I was like the slowest car in the slowest group, just getting smoked by everyone, and looking at these older guys going, "Whoa, one day I want to be like that." Eh? like this. So it's funny how it kind of keeps evolving, and I guess I've been very lucky to, you know, integrate that part of my life into business. So, because that's now turned into a motorsport. Look, the motorsport passion has evolved to the point where it's now run with Porsche Michelin Sprint Challenge, which is a national level competition that Porsche run. It's the series below Carrera Cup. People are mostly familiar with Carrera Cup. I run as a Pro-Am in that category, so an amateur driver, which I very much am.
You're the am.
And look, making it work right now in life, very lucky to be able to do that. And there's no greater feeling for me than being in a race car. And we've had some huge highs and some unbelievable lows, as we were discussing before with the little incident in Townsville.
You got to talk us through that incident, mate. 'Cause that photo is epic.
It's probably a
That is the
spot,
best
to be honest.
branding you could ever hope for in your life.
I'd love to say it was by design, but it really wasn't. It, just sheer good luck. You call it good luck?
But good bad luck.
Good luck,
bit of
bad
sweet
luck. Yeah.
You walked away from it though, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Look, a minor 10-car pileup on the start of a race up at Townsville there.
Not your fault though.
Well, that's what I say. The other guy doesn't say that.
Yeah,
It was
contentious.
It was deemed a racing incident in the end, which I don't know if I agree with, but hey, that's part of the game.
That's
So
amazing, yeah.
look, that was unfortunate. Just we're on a street circuit, right? And us AMs are redlining on street circuits because the walls are close, and usually there's pro class and there's pro am class and sprint challenge, and normally the pros are blending with the AMs a little bit in terms of pace, but at Townsville the pros are down the road because they've got the cojones. Whereas we're all just hanging on, going,
Coasting.
and so. Yeah, it was at the lap start of the second race on the Sunday morning, and I had an unbelievably good start, probably too good in hindsight, and just had a run on another competitor. We came around a fast right-hand bend together, and we just made minor contact, which spun me in front of, I think, 12 cars that were all just right there behind him.
What speed were you going at this point?
About 200 k's an hour.
You're going sideways at 200 k an hour.
Yeah, you should see the tyres that came off it because it just went sideways for so long.
Yeah.
It was like down to the canvas on all four tyres.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
And it was a smoke show. You couldn't see through the track when it all kind of came to an end. But yeah, I got hit, and oh my God, about it. Hey, when that happens, you're like, wow, this is going to be bad, really bad. And spun sideways, and you just kind of like, you just go bang, 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 all these very loud metallic whacks, and you just want it to be over. And it was you get out of the car, and I get out. You don't really know what's happened, right, or who's involved, and you get out, and there's 9 other cars just Tetrised into these concrete walls, and it wasn't very good. No one was really majorly hurt in it, which is the most important thing. One guy did go to hospital for a little bit with a bit of a back tweak. But there's a lot of damage to a lot of cars. I mean, of 10 of us in that crash, 8 of us didn't get back out there for the last race. So it's not why you go motor racing. And I hate how there was an incident between 2 of us, and there was 8 innocent bystanders, and some younger kids were involved in it as well. The pros that had bad first races were coming through the pack and got caught up in it. And
that's racing, mate.
That's the game, brother.
Yeah.
But at least everyone, the safety thing it kind of gives you hope in why you go through all the safety checks, why you
100%.
register everything, and it's all processed properly, as opposed to just kind of cowboying it.
That's right. They're all factory race cars. End of the day, they haven't been built in someone's shed.
That's right.
And every cup car that comes out every 5 years or so, there's new safety measures, and you're just safer and safer. And so, it's nice to see them doing their job when they are put to the test like that.
Yeah. But you're back behind the wheel, obviously, as well. You're not.
Yeah.
It didn't scare you
Yeah,
entirely.
Clean the skid marks out.
Yeah. Let's change the underwear and just keep on trucking. Obviously, rebuilt it. That wasn't fun, especially financially. But the Porsche parts division, my God, they must do well out of that one. Literally. I reckon probably $1 million went through that parts division after that accident, maybe even more than that.
Casual day out on the track.
Yeah, for just one corner, one incident. And that's great for the parts truck. Yeah. But that's right.
But besides racing, you can't. Your Sunday mornings are probably pretty tied up with events, if you can avoid it, or.
Look, as you boys know, this is almost a 7-day-a-week game, right? It's car community. Car community is a weekend community. That's when you drive your cars, right? So, as you boys are, pretty involved with events on weekends, and sponsoring little events, having cars present at events. it's just that necessary part of the game that we've got to do, right?
Yeah. But it takes you to some fun places though as well, because I know you've seen and traveled around the world looking at kind of equivalent businesses and looking at how to improve and how to be better. And obviously, us little Australians, we don't hold a candle to
The
a
global
lot of these
scale of this,
foreign things, which comes with limitations like property values and all those sort of other things. But what's something you've kind of taken away from, let's say, European car culture, or that is so different? Like, what's unique about Brisbane?
Oh, Joshua.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the first one. I'm like, oh.
What's the best thing about Brisbane?
Oh,
What do you like about Brisbane?
Leaving.
Western Sydney?
Yeah, Western Sydney. I don't know. Upgrade. The Forex Factory, probably the best thing about Brisbane, as you boys know right now.
I love a Forex.
Yeah.
First time ginger Forex. But
It works.
It's actually
It's working.
delicious.
I'm sitting here in envy, boys. I wish I was
Sorry, mate.
deleting 25 of them with you, and then driving back to Bosman. But anyway, Brisbane car culture. Look, there's no denying that we're a small little fish compared to what we see down here, but also Melbourne very much. However, the community is still very active for what it is. You know, we can put, and we just see that through our cars and coffee events that we hold somewhat regularly, and you can get 300 cars rocking up to these events, which is not maybe much compared to like what we can achieve down south, but
That's huge.
That's big.
That's huge.
It's very big.
impressive that people want to turn up and do that.
Big appetite for it.
Yeah, look, it's a big motor racing hub up there. There's a lot of supercars teams, a lot of Carrera Cup teams based up there. There's a little bit of motorsport vibe up there. Triple A based up there. That helps us a little bit with some identity and a bit of authority. The Gold Coast, well,
Goldie.
Tell me.
the Goldie.
Lambo Central.
Lambo Central, G-Wagon Central. I mean, maybe for the right or the wrong reasons, it plays its part in the car culture. So, look, I wish I had a better answer for you, mate.
Yeah.
But look, all I would say is that we're a tight knit bunch, but we're very active. Very active.
It's tenacious, and I think we are constantly trying to push ourselves to try and figure out how to make it bigger and better. And I think there's an inherent like doesn't need to be that tricky. It's an Australian thing of like, we'll just come and turn some snags and hang out. Whereas you go to Europe and there's kind of fanfare and pageantry. LA, it's like pulling out industrial yards and plinths and lights and making it this whole thing is like,
We're a bit more
we
casual,
just
aren't we?
actually don't, I don't care how wealthy you are or whatever it is, everyone still just kind of likes to hang.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a tailgate party at the things we have out here. And
That's what it is, right?
And we're constantly tortured because we want to do what we see out there around the world, all these amazing like things that are happening. And you go, well, but actually maybe we don't need to.
Let me ask the same question to you guys about Sydney. How would you define the Sydney car culture right now?
I think there's many different streams that people want to go down, and there's stance meets, there's super cheap auto Sunday meets, and then there's this and that, and we're all just kind of looking for what the next best thing. But I think the common factor for a weekender is going in for a coffee and a feed. No one does breakfast better than Australians. I mean, I may be speaking out of turn there, but
Sounds
maybe
right.
it's the Sydney side of me.
No,
like,
I'd
no
agree.
Sounds right.
breakfast.
I'd agree.
But
Can do a
it's
B&E
big
roll.
cultural thing is we don't have much of a nightlife, so we nail the brekkie thing.
Yeah.
And there's really only like a handful of places that kind of foster food and beverage and car culture as well. And we're lucky to have Benson down in Dural as well, and they've had a really good stab at trying to integrate that kind of world, but it's so weekend focused as well. So, UK does it really well. I know there's a lot of venues like Caffeine and Machine.
Caffeine and Machine, 100%.
Monday to Sunday, it's like popping off with people pulling up in, anything and everything and good times, and they just get this rich culture that comes from that. And I don't know if we'll ever kind of obtain that, but there's also not a good reason to not try it as well.
It's like a level of sophistication that I think it's like I think it's the right word, but I'm not using it in that sense that we're not sophisticated. But it's like we're just simple. We just want a good coffee, a bacon and egg roll, and to be able to see our car next to other ones. We don't want to have to park on the street around the corner and then go to the place and grab the feed and come back. And I think that's quite difficult to do in the places like Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, where real estate's pretty confined and there aren't these big communal areas where you can have cars just flowing and everyone enjoying everything. I know that's like a bit of feedback we get here is that everyone can just comfortably and quietly go about their business. We're not in public. It's so important.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah, look, it's a population thing a little bit over down here. Like, you know, the UK especially, they've got the people, they have the cars, like tenfold to what we do. And they have people wanting to do that during the week. If you open up a cafe in the machine, which for those listening at home is effectively a pub, but a car-orientated pub where people rock up and park their cars up, huge car park. They hold events there on weekends. They show Le Mans live when that's on, like huge thing for the community up there in the Midlands. Like, you know, would that work in Sydney, Australia? Would people rock up during the week? I don't know. I don't think they would.
Well,
At the
definitely
moment.
doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
No,
No.
like nowhere in Australia that we sort of know.
I just think it's a really hard way to make money too. Like it's so hard for food and beverage to survive. The turnover is crazy.
The input costs are so high.
It's really, and that's what, like, knowing Dan and Timmy run Benzin, it's just like, it's all for the love of the game. It's not to get rich.
So what's the solution, right? Is it a part-time thing? Is it a weekend-only thing? I've thought many times about putting a little container cafe at one of our facilities and having that as a destination, and then maybe on a Saturday morning rolling out something nice that people would be attracted to. But
you've really got to want to do that.
You've got to want to do that. Exactly.
Do you want to go to work every Saturday morning as well as, you know, the other 70 hours a week?
That's exactly right, mate.
Like, it's
you
hard.
gotta want it, right? And if 5 people rock up on Saturday morning, it's pretty demoralizing. So,
but I think it's important to keep talking about and throwing ideas around with creatives and people in the industry as well who want to get behind it as well, because you never know. Things do happen if you talk about it. 100%. So it's that kind of exponential energy.
100%.
But let's touch more on kind of the boring stuff to most people, or maybe more to us and more interesting to other people, is the operational side of storage. It's not a sexy industry. It's fun as hell, and people probably think that we've got the best job in the world, which we do. I guarantee we have one of the best jobs in the world. We reverse park a lot of cars. We don't get to do this.
It's a huge cocktail.
The mud's not from us.
You get to drive that? And I said, in reverse. Like at
3
10
meters.
The amount of times we get asked, "Oh, can I work here?"
Yeah.
You don't.
How do you like cleaning oil off the ground?
Sure.
Yeah, it's not all that, but it's a really interesting game because I like to look at it. I think we might have talked about this before, of cars being a thing of the past pretty quickly. A main mode of transport for so many people for so long, but so were horses, and then horses became redundant, and they became a luxury because people still wanted to have horses, and then they needed stablage for the horses and so on. And there's a very likely case that that's possible for what we do, is that you don't even see a lot of Holdens out on the road anymore because people are worried about hurting their Holden. It's becoming this kind of scarcity mindset of like, we can't drive these. We've got to go get an appliance car. We've got to go spec a Chinese EV. And so, and then there's going to be all sorts of levies and tariffs that are involved of keeping NA cars and all these emissions and this and that are going to prohibit these things actually getting out on the road. So I'm interested to see what your take is on where we stand and what you kind of anticipate the future of collection and storage, and what's your...
The future is now, Josh.
Yeah.
These cars, you can see them as transport, and 90% of the population see them as transport. And I get 5 years out of the car, then I get a new one. And it's got this technology and blah blah blah. But for the 10% which is sitting here right now, they're an asset class now, and they have been for a long time. They're absolutely an asset class that they're a trading commodity now. And as we go more down this, you know, EV soulless car kind of path, the more those raw organic cars become more attractive to the purists. You know, we're there now. Look at the RM auctions at Pebble Beach a few weeks ago. Look what that F50 went for. At $9 million US. Big money. And the F50s were nowhere 10 years ago. Nowhere. Same with F40s. A $4 million car here now. They were $400,000 maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
And why is that? Scarcity. And why is that? They're not making any more of them. That's why. Look at where Ferrari have gone now. I mean, just in a weird direction, and then they're losing people.
Yep.
But what they still have is those F4s, is those F50s. You know, they made 399 F50s.
Yep.
That's why they're now a $9 million US car. So as more people become old enough to start purchasing these cars, you get more players in the game. There's more demand. The price goes up. It's very simple economics, really. It's scarcity.
Yeah.
Now, where we come into that, all of us sitting here, obviously, is we facilitate an investment management service for that investment class. That's what we are doing here, right? We're preserving these investments. They don't need much, right?
We should write that down. Investment management
Yeah,
service.
that's
Sounds
using
good,
some big
doesn't it?
words. Yeah.
Take that.
Sounds-
Take that.
The
That's
market-
what we
Thanks,
do. Asset management.
Asset.
Yeah, we're not parking cars, man. We're
Sounds
managing
good.
assets. Yeah, rebrand coming in.
Yeah, snazzy bastard. Yeah.
But that's what we're doing, lads. And like these cars, they don't need a great deal, but they do need a few imperative things, and you know what they are, right? It's a battery charger, it's tire pressure management, it's giving them some exercise, giving them some love, it's a bit of putting the heat cycle through them every 4 weeks or whatever you do, regular servicing, all these little things ensure that car is kept healthy while it's off the road. Because as we all know, the cars deteriorate faster off the road than what they do when they're being used.
Yes.
And that's a fact, and you can't tell me otherwise. I've seen it all too often. A great example and anecdote of this is a certain person in my life that I know quite well has a certain collectible Porsche. And look, he's not the best at his approach to storage of vehicles. He'll probably be the first to admit that, but that's just how it is. Anyway, he had this, we'll call it a collectible Porsche. He lent it to a friend for 2 years to put in a showroom, like a boat showroom of all things. I don't know why.
By the sea?
It wasn't been by the
Okay,
no.
that's
Thank
good.
God it wasn't by the sea. Thank God
place
it was
for a
not by
car.
the sea.
Yeah.
But it might as well have been. Anyway, the car sat there and it didn't get started for 2 years. Not one startup for 2 years. And the time came to collect it. We went and my brother and I went and collected it, and it just won't go.
No go,
It won't get. It just turns over. So the fuel pump had gone. On a lot of cars, the fuel pump goes. It's not the end of the world. They're pretty accessible. You can procure them pretty easily on a regular car. This is unfortunately not a regular car. So to get to the fuel pump in this car, it's an in-tank pump. And the tank is it's a mid-engine car. You're probably understanding what the car is now.
It's a Boxster, right?
It's a Boxster, glorified Boxster. The fuel tank is between the firewall behind the seats and the engine. So to get to the fuel tank, you've got to pull out everything aft of the rear firewall. So that's suspension,
Far out.
bodywork, gearbox, engine, all comes out. Fuel tank comes out, pump comes out. And guess how much a fuel pump for this car costs?
I'm gonna go with.
Don't
I
even-
have no idea.
you
And
don't
the
know?
reason is
Right.
and the reason is because you can't buy the fuel pump on its own.
Oh, it's
No,
cool.
no. You
What
can't
else did you have to
that.
buy with it?
The whole fuel tank. You got to buy the whole fuel tank with the
Perfect.
pump in it. Porsche will not sell you the pump.
But they
How much is the fuel tank then?
So the fuel tank and the pump, I think, was $22,000, right?
just
For the
crazy.
part.
Is this new old stock too? Like, is this something that Porsche just have lying around in the shed?
This was in stock in Germany.
Wow.
However, the problem we also had at the time was Porsche were not giving. This car was involved in a high-profile crash, we'll call it, that involves a bit of fire.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't give out fuel system parts because they were going through a legal battle with said Hollywood star's family. So it was all. They were all like very hush-hush. Oh no, why do you want that? And well, because the parts fell and we've got to replace it. And it took so long to get the part out of them. And look, I can keep going with this. And so while this was happening, the mechanic thought, oh, look at the pump, the fuel pump on a 997 turbo is very similar. Why don't we just use that? Great idea. They did that, put it in, put the car back together, started it up, ran, beautiful, problem solved. It ran for 5 minutes, then died again.
Oh.
So wouldn't go again. Had to pull everything back out, the whole car, like half the car gets pulled apart into 1,000 pieces. Finally, Porsche sold them the part, sold them the fuel tank and pump, and they all went back together, and now it's good as gold. But this whole process took 2 years.
And
Far
six
out.
figures.
Oh, maybe not 6 figures, but pretty
Nearly.
close to it.
Yeah.
The car's off the road for that long. I mean, look, boys, this is the absolute worst case scenario.
Yes,
for sure.
But
yes.
it's still a scenario.
Yeah.
Like, how
through
much for a
neglect.
year of storage?
Like, what you're
Not
paying
that.
$3,000-4,000 for a year of storage where I'm from, maybe a little bit more down here. You know, how many years of storage could you get for what you paid for that fuel pump? And that was just through lack of use and neglect.
So your cousin's shed is not necessarily the best
Don't.
outcome, even though it feels better on the wallet. And
Yeah.
Just start it up.
Long-term damage.
we're really pushing the product here, but
Yeah. Well, it's not
But
even
it's
that.
true.
It's also like the environment it's stored in.
Oh, crucial. Yeah.
With all the rain and being further up north, like moisture, humidity is a huge, cause of a lot of problems for some of these cars. And if you're not monitoring it, let alone actually have it in a good environment, it can do some serious damage to the trim and parts that you can't replace, you can't get back again.
Correct. And what you've created here is, I would argue, the best storage environment I may have seen in the world. I'm definitely on par with some of the high-end British ones that I've been to.
that's so nice of you to say.
And it's all about that stability and temperature range, right? You know, because what kills it is things get hot and they expand, and then they get cold and they retract. And this keeps going on day in, day out through the heat cycles.
Yep.
And that's what cracks things and makes roof linings kind of fall down, and adhesives go to shit.
Yep.
So if you can have stability, a perfect 20 degrees or whatever it is in here with no humidity, oh my God, you will preserve any car beautifully.
Like we're between 17 and sort of 24 degrees all year round, aren't we?
Yeah,
Incredible.
naturally
Perfect.
as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to run
Yeah.
HVAC systems to do that.
And that's the thing. Like, you've got to find someone that wants to go and HVAC their facility and air condition it and dehumidify it, and that's a huge cost.
Which will be the future, but yes, huge cost.
Huge cost
and
right now.
customers won't necessarily pay the increase in that additional level of storage.
Look at that power
Australia.
bill. Look at that power bill.
Yeah.
How big would it be, right?
Oh,
But maybe the cars are getting to the value that some will, particularly
Sure.
certain cars.
But also, Australian climate's pretty gentle. As far as from Brisbane to Melbourne, it's pretty gentle.
Yeah, true.
Correct, we haven't got
any
those
further north of
extremes.
Brizzy, you're not in the tropics.
No, you
But
don't want
we've
that.
kind of got it as good as you could probably get global. And I think, if there's right-hand drive cars that are desirable in the UK or in Singapore or Hong Kong, they like Australian cars because they go, well, if it's been living in Australia,
We're the most attractive export market for those things. Us, probably South Africa as well, is also a great one. Great climate to store cars in.
Yep.
Or if you've got a Californian or a Texan car, from that part of the world where it's dry.
Yeah.
You really want it dry, and they're usually pretty good cars.
yeah. But it's just, I just think it's such an interesting thing to look ahead, and it's a pretty bleak kind of picture. But cars are becoming so homogenized. Like, you look out and it's just a sea of
Boring white.
silver cars, and it's like we're so spoiled by all the beautiful stuff that we get to be around day in, day out. Cars are colorful. They used to be colorful, and
Yeah.
Personality.
yeah, but I guess the key is if you get the opportunity to buy a car in this day and age, make it fun, make it colorful, kind of lean into the chaos of that, where it's all coming out of the 90s and 2000s, where it was safety silver and resale blue. It was just
All
go
the
have fun
horrible
with it.
things.
Yeah.
But I just think it's becoming more and more sedate. So these things are becoming more and more desirable because they're obscure and they were special and they felt personalized. And I think that's only going to make our offering seem more desirable to be able to hold on to these things. And if you've got something special, people are like, well, I don't want to get rid of it. Where do you get another one?
Where do you get another one?
They're not getting any better.
They're not making them anymore.
Yeah. Well, I just think the 2000s were a great time for cars, 90s, 2000s.
And the beautiful thing is that's what I guess we grew up with in our age bracket is those that Ferrari 360, the 996 Porsche, and if you're looking to invest now, we all want to buy the cars that we grew up with, right? We all want, those experiences, those moments in time where you had as a kid, where you're with your dad at a racetrack and you see this car, or you're out at the shops and you saw that car, or you had a ride in someone's Ferrari 355 as a kid, and that stays with you. It ingrains with you, and you eventually, when you get a bit down the track and there's maybe a bit more money to spend, they're the cars you want to buy, and then suddenly that market becomes massive.
Yep, and then it drops off pretty quickly too.
So how many people of our generation, because you went Ferrari Porsche, how many of our generation are going Holden Ford? Because I think that's a huge
Well, you're talking chrome bumper
issue.
stuff though.
I'm talking 2000s, what we grew
because
up
we did that-
idolizing,
Because
Monaros.
now it's Chevy Mustang.
Yeah,
Chevy
like big donk V8s.
American, yeah.
What's going to happen with those cars? Because our generation sadly goes Porsches, Ferraris, Lambos. That's That's
and
the
JDM.
goal.
And JDM
Yeah,
thinks
true,
you're gonna
JDM.
blow it out of the water as well.
Yep,
Like,
yep, 100%. Those
Yeah.
limited run ones. Yeah, I don't know. Are we saying that that market for the Holden Commodores and the Falcons is going down or it's
Yeah.
going up?
Down, because it's boomers sort of central. Like my old man loves them, loves them. Got a bunch of them.
Yep.
Still wants to drive them. Like he's going to pull one out of the shed, register it, and start driving it. But that's not sort of what I would do if I was in his position. But what do those cars look like in the future as we start coming through and buying a few cars and investing?
I think you've answered your own question there,
Yeah.
mate. Like, do you guys look at an XB Falcon and go, oh, what a car?
but
Maybe it was.
It goes back to
was.
what you did when you were young.
Yeah.
What were
correct.
you driving when you were 17 or 18? What did you want when you were 17 or 18? They're the best years of your life. So you make those core memories and they are imprinted on your brain forever.
Correct.
And you forever want that shitbox that you drove when you were 17.
Yes. Because it's
like,
nostalgic.
Had you tried drifting around corners? And...
The Macca's trays on the, like, if you got a front wheel drive car, you still want to slide that thing. And so like, it's still
100%.
kind of in you to be like, oh, I got Macca's?
Macca's. Why do you go to Macca's so often?
But it's true. It's true. And it's like, it's same with you. Again, I've talked about this before. Music, anything that happened in that period of your life is the best it'll ever be, and you'll want to go back to it. So it relies on the nostalgia factor. So if you grew up in the back seat of an HQ Monaro that mum and dad were driving, or you, that's what'll tickle you. So it's you can't box it into like I don't think you can box it into a mark. But certainly there will be an audience that will just die out organically, and then
It's happening now.
E-types.
Yeah. No one wants them.
Were pretty good money, but they made a lot of them, and then
Yeah,
they're
everywhere.
beautiful to drive. I love driving an
Yeah. But not relevant to our age demographic.
They're not going to fork out 200K for an E-type.
That's right. So if you're smart, you look at what's next. Like what are the people that are 10 years old now? What are they resonating with?
What are you going to buy?
Are there cars that actually are still doing that now that we're getting more generic and more mundane? Like, is that still going to keep happening, or are we going to hit a limit?
Do we
I don't
go full
know.
circle?
Do we go full circle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's the end of the circle?
Like fully back to
Back to vintage.
Civics.
Oh,
90s Civics.
yeah.
I don't know. Like, where does it go? Right? It's like, is a 10-year-old right now looking at a 296 or an SF90 and going, oh yeah, that's the car, when they're not fantastic, they're not great, they haven't got that same character.
Yeah.
They're super fast.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So is a Tesla.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But it's funny that the more, I don't know if you've
True.
experienced this, but the more I hang out with the newer stuff, I go, they're great. They're beautiful to drive. They work. They turn on. But I hop in like an MGTF. I've got no interest in an MGTF, but I drove it. This is fun. Like, this is actually a really good time.
Yeah.
And so there probably is a point in the market where I go, hey, they're getting cheap, and 20K to have a beautiful old chrome bumper British thing that you can poodle around and get coffee on a Sunday morning. That's pretty like desirable. So I feel like there might be kind of a resurgence. It's kind of like the way we've gone back to vinyl and CDs and cassettes now.
Yeah.
It's how you want to represent yourself and what are you interested in and how engaged do you want to be. Next generation, I don't know. There's still like a lot of kids that aren't A, interested in driving, and B, certainly not interested in 3 pedals. I think there'll be a significant drop off, but I think our I don't even know what our generation is. Let's say we're born in the 90s, and there will be obviously the stuff that you wanted, like JDM and those bits and pieces, but I think there'll be opportunities to go out and buy something that's pretty weird and old that no one really wants anymore. So I'm kind of hopeful for like a day where things get really accessible.
Hopefully they do.
But who knows? Would be strange to think that you don't have a toy car.
Might be a few lying around.
And it's probably a Porsche.
Yeah, look, there might be a Porsche. So look, it depends on, like, are you buying to invest or are you buying for the love, right? And if we're buying for the love, I'm not really worried about long-term value. If you can sell it for what you paid for it, that's a great result, ultimately.
What are you going to buy to love?
Well, I've already bought it. I bought a 1990 964 911 back
C2.
in March, C2.
Beautiful.
And why that? I've been lucky enough to experience the 3.2, had a 930 for a short period of time, had a 993 that I imported from the UK. So I've sampled all the air-cooled eras. 964 was the last one, but it also made the most sense to me because you've got that G body styling still a little bit there, but you've got the modern running gear. You've got the 3.6, you've got the G50 gearbox,
Agreed.
which is still unbelievably good gearbox. So one popped up on the collecting cars, it was a British import. However, beautiful underneath.
Yes.
Beautiful underneath, and had every option you could probably get from Porsche at the time. It was a 3-owner car, which is very rare for a 964. Had an engine rebuild, and it was priced well. And I bought off Collecting Cars, actually. Shout out to the Collecting Cars boys if you're watching. Hopefully you are. They
No
probably
one's
won't
watching. So
They'll watch.
We're not live.
They'll watch.
tell them to watch.
Someone will watch.
Oh,
And I've taken that car, and like that's going to be a forever car for me. It's the
Nice.
birth year car, 1990. There's also a bit of, again, this just comes back, people buy stories and they buy human connection. So when I was born, Dad had just taken delivery to a brand new 964 as a C4. And I had it for like a month. I was born, and he insisted to my mum that the first car that I was going to go in was a Porsche. Obviously, it's worked out great.
yeah, thanks, Dad.
And much to her terror, they put me like loose, 3 days old, in the back of this 964, and that was my first experience in a car. So
That's pretty mad, though.
It's pretty mad.
That's pretty
it's
mad.
a cool story, right?
Yeah.
It was a Guards Red 964. Now I've got a Guards Red
C4,
964,
Sick.
albeit a C2.
Yeah.
So that's the connection, right? And I drive that car for half the week. Like literally, it's a car that
Amazing.
I didn't want to have an excuse not to drive. Saw the air conditioning out in it because it's hot in Queensland, boys. Just a few little modernizations. Didn't get away from the fabric of the car. Just a few little RS things. You know, nothing too stupid. Just to make it a better, enjoyable car. And I love driving that because it drives so well for a 35-year-old car. Like it's incredible how well made they were. And they made the 964 as the least common 911 variant, air-cooled 911 variant. They made the least of them. And a lot of them are getting chopped up and made into singers.
Singer-on.
So it's a bit of a rarity thing there.
Yeah.
But to me, it drives so well, and I could drive it every day easily. They're a great thing. But on the other side, and this is, I'm a bit of a weird one, so don't judge me. I love variety. So I had a weird brain explosion about 2 weeks ago and bought a 1955 Series 1 Land Rover.
What's weird about that?
What? Nothing weird about that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I know we're talking
It's got a
about...
series too. It's
Yeah.
not that weird.
Yeah. Smart man.
Do you have synchros on your gearbox?
It's not on the road at the moment. Let's put it that way. Hasn't been for
Heaps
a
of
very
air
long
conditioning on
time.
that thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great air conditioning. Great air conditioning. It's awesome. It drives like a piece of shit,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
but
the
I
best.
love it.
That's what I learned to drive on was
Yeah.
the
Did
Series
you?
1. Yeah.
And so many have that story. I guarantee you that. So many learn
They're
to drive
awesome,
in a Series 1.
And the person who taught me to drive it was, you drive this, you drive anything.
Yep.
And that's true.
And
If you can make those
try and
brakes
find
work,
the gear. It's
oh,
like,
somewhere to the left. Man.
How's the
good
patina on it?
Oh, it's patinaed to the absolute eyeballs. And that's exactly why I loved it. Because
Yeah.
it was done underneath, but it wasn't done on the body. So it's beaten to shit. And I love it. You know, I put the dog in the back of it, and we go down to the dog park, and I'm like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
feels.
I drove it home from Autohouse to home, and there's a 5 kilometer stretch of highway, and it's topped out at 80 k's an hour
Yeah.
max, and
Yep.
it's like
Yeah.
this in a straight line.
So, yeah.
Oh my god, there's
Yeah.
no seatbelts.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna die in this thing. But
But there's a massive market for those things, and they
mad.
made heaps of them. But like, shout out to Jackson Sinez with Artifact Motor as well. You know the Sinez family. Jackson's working hard to make those things as nice as they can, and people are dropping big dollars.
But they've gone up in value. Like, so
Yeah.
what do you pay for that?
$27,000.
So we bought ours $5,000 about 5 years ago.
out of a paddock in Parks.
In Parks, yeah. We had to drive to go get it, but like that's 5 times
Yeah.
in 5 years. Not big dollars, obviously, but
No.
fucking cool.
I think it's like a heap of car for its money, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like, and it's had all the work done. It came from a guy that properly cared about it and did all the maintenance on it, and that's how you want to buy a car.
Yeah.
You don't want someone who's been sitting in a shed for however many years
You buy
neglected.
the owner, not the car.
You buy the owner, not the car. It's a beautiful way of putting it.
Smart.
But there's some crazy stat on how many Land Rovers, despite their quirks and intricacies, how many Land Rovers are on the road still compared to their production numbers. It's some huge volume where they're still
Bulletproof.
going, and they just made enough parts, and there's enough crazy bastards who'll be trading in, catch cans and beard hoses and stuff, and they go, oh yeah, I got one of them. And the forums and the community is so deep in those
Huge.
things, but I don't know what it is about that. Maybe it's a colonial thing.
They're simple. You can still maintain them. There's still parts available. Will you be able to do that with a more modern car?
I can't think of anything that will really do that for little money
Exactly.
and little risk. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Simple beast.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Good spread.
It's very
Air-cooled and Land Rovers. That's
diverse,
that's
mate.
a
That's a
car
good
guy of you.
2-car combo.
That's all you would need, honestly.
Yeah.
That's all you would need.
Oh, I'm pretty much on the same page. I want a Berthier Porsche, and probably the car I learned to drive on. So
There you go.
Agreed.
Why? Because you buy nostalgia.
yeah,
That's what people buy.
True.
They buy stories. They buy nostalgia.
but I talk about it all the time. But I'm sick for my Civic that I learned. Like my first car that I purchased myself was an Eco Civic, and it's a shitbox. But they're climbing in value, and I can't justify buying one. But when I become a little more cash rich, maybe in my 50s, I'm going to go find a really mint one and spend far too much money buying that stupid car that is fantastic.
Correct.
So what I love about what we do is there's a really awesome network of crazy bastards like us that have decided that a car park's a good idea for a business. And with that, it's kind of why this podcast exists, because we just want like our friends to come in and chat, because we love talking, and it's like there's some pretty fun little yarns to be had. And the car storage game is niche and lean, and there's not many people, and we're lucky that like they're really lovely people. Like
We've got friends north of the border, south of the border.
Shout out to
Shout
Auto
out to Mexicans.
Auto
Yeah.
Attention. Like, yeah, we're working on the union, and it's getting thicker and thicker.
Oh,
I reckon one day it'll become a thing.
We'll start picketing.
Can I just say what a beautiful thing that is? The
Yeah.
fact that, we're not competitors, obviously, geographically, but we are, in terms of the business, the fact that we have a group chat and we talk shit to each other and we're all mates and we're all on the same page. It's, in terms of our industry, because we're so niche, it's a very beautiful and unique thing. And I'm grateful for that every day. It's so cool because we bounce ideas off each other and we have situations like this. This wouldn't happen in many other industries. No way.
I can't really think of any other way that it would work like this. And it's just, everyone's happy to be here. I think that's the difference, is people have chosen to be in this industry and therefore go, oh, I chose to be here. I might as well be happy about it. And so
You fostered that at the start. I'm like, I'm just going to make friends with everyone. Next minute,
what's the harm? Just be nice to everyone.
yeah.
And
Just
like,
the nicest guy in the world.
he is.
Yeah.
Smothers you.
to your
Can't we
face.
just pay in love?
Just- yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's Scott had to like hammer that into me. He's like,
Scott's
you gotta
like,
start
no.
charging. He's like,
How many
I just do
dollars-
everything for love.
yeah.
I know they're a nice person. I agree
How are you
with
gonna feed your
What's the
family
dollar
with love?
value of
Yeah.
love?
What's the state of the economy on love?
Yeah. We've
Um,
got different values on that one.
But yeah, we're super grateful for you to come in, man. Like, we can't wait to see what the third location looks like, and the takeover with
As
the
long
cover
as it's not
shop
in
and-
Sydney.
Yeah, well,
what
you know,
was
Oh, no, bring it.
the
Come on.
April 1 announcement, Western Sydney opening up next
Ooh,
year.
yeah.
Can't
Um,
be, because we know its size is everything.
Yeah.
Boys, I just take the opportunity to commend you on what you've created down here,
Oh, as
because
if.
I think you're leading the way in this country. I walk in here with envious bones every time I come down, because you just present so well, and how you approach this business with your attention to detail and your customer service is evident by the fact that every time I come here, there's more and more bloody cars
That's the
in
name
here.
of the game, isn't it?
And whatever you're doing, it's working. And I love how we can still have this relationship and
Yeah.
bounce ideas off. And
Yeah.
you should be very proud of what you've
But it's all
achieved.
part and parcel. Thank you
Very kind of you.
for
Thank you,
people
mate.
like you, because like we were able to. You were fairly ahead of the game, taking big risks doing this, and we were able to lean on you to kind of bounce ideas and understand.
Oh, just if people can learn from your mistakes, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
I don't
thing.
think there's been that many mistakes. Mate.
Oh, there's been a few, mate. There's been a few, but
That's another time.
yeah. Well,
Next time you're
mistake
in-
podcast.
Yeah.
We'll come up for the cover shop
Need
podcast.
a
Yeah.
few more for exchange beers.
Yeah, true.
But if people want to buy a cover, where do they find you?
Covershop.com.au.
Yeah. Handles. What is your socials for the
yeah, the
cover
cover
shop? 'Cause
shop's-
That's actually what people wanted, is socials.
They do. Sorry, you can DM us.
DM to
DM.
DM, slide into our
You'll
DMs.
answer it yourself.
Probably not these days.
And if we're lucky enough to get anyone from Brizzy or Queensland, Autohouse, how they get in touch?
Yep, _Autohouse on Instagram, or our website, the autohouse.group, or just give us a bloody call. And
Old
speak-
school.
Yeah, and that's what you got to be. You got to
Yeah.
appeal to all these age brackets, as you guys know. You got a broad age bracket here.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go go online, because they don't always want that. So speak to the lovely Maz.
Yeah, on your
Who runs the
Maz.
shop
Shout
there.
out to Maz.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
that's the
Maz and
man.
Tommy, taking care of business
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
He's running it while you're frolicking around down here.
I'm just living the high life on podcasts down here. He's dealing with all the shit. Does a great job. I'm very lucky to have the team I have, and yeah,
Nice,
and thank you, boys. This has
Yeah,
been
awesome.
great.
Well, and if you want to catch this chat, just find us on YouTube. I think we're Stash Group on YouTube. I really should kind of nail that one down. Our website, www.stash.group and stash.group on Instagram. So come hang out next time.
It's
a
Talking
wrap.
Shift. That's a wrap.
Well, the name of the podcast is Talking Shift as well, so we should also kind of mention that a bit more.
Yeah. Back to you in the studio.
We're
Back
still
to you in the
learning.
studio. He's done this
There is no
before.
studio. The fuck you talking about?
Awesome. Thanks, DJ.
Oh,
Good
Thanks
shit.
a lot.
thanks, boys.
Thank you, lot.
I hope that was somewhat
No, perfect, mate.
useful.
That's it.